she's got the code for the garage, so I just leave my credit card and my list on the trunk of the car, and she goes, and I'm hoping I'm sleeping when she comes back.
So I just want to jump in for 1 second and just let you know that I just started our live stream to the YouTube. So don't say anything that you don't want broadcast over YouTube, okay? So just
I think I've been myself enough in the past that it doesn't matter anymore.
But you can continue.
Yeah. Well, I continue to embarrass myself. Okay.
I don't think I should let everybody know who my shoppers are.
That sounds pretty good.
Ooh.
But actually everybody will find out because part of my donation is in their honor and with gratitude.
Oh, awesome.
That's very nice.
And the good thing is that I'm not having to ask, because that's the hardest thing in the world for me. I'm the helper. I want to help all of you. And I'm being really good and not doing anything.
That's good.
Good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Really good.
Okay.
And Josh, I'm sorry about the camping for the kids.
Streaming
Yeah.
now
Oh,
to our temple website. And then
I started hearing myself when I put up the stream. It takes me to the YouTube channel, and it's like on a 20-second delay. And so I started hearing somebody saying, "Streaming now to the temple live stream."
hi Deb.
Hey, how are you, Betsy?
I'm about as good as I possibly can. Hell, I'm wonderful.
You're wonderful. Shabbat shalom all.
Shalom.
I'm trying to be accepting.
Are you home yet, Marilyn?
I might as well share it with everybody. My test for the COVID-19 came back positive once again.
Ah,
So I'm in quarantine for another 2 weeks.
Oh, boy.
This is going on for now almost a month.
wow.
How do you feel?
I feel fine. I've had no symptoms. That's the
Oh, good.
weird part about it.
Good.
That's good, though.
Yeah.
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 And you
My-
sound a whole lot better this week than you did last week.
But I'm still positive.
Weird.
So I can't go home and I can't go anywhere. I'm in a total lockdown, little tiny place.
Hard.
Keep
So
your attitude
I'm
positive, Marilyn.
trying to be accepting and have you guys help me deal with it.
Well, you look fantastic.
You look really good.
Mhm.
You do. I'm glad you have no symptoms. That's great.
No symptoms.
Good.
You can still be positive without any symptoms.
That weird.
Well, better to be positive without symptoms than with.
Right. And
Absolutely.
maybe you're immune now too. That would be good.
That is
Have to
exactly
get
right.
rid of it.
All right, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. I am going to put us all in listening, singing mode. It is great to be with all of you. A word about tonight's service. We're going to be doing something a little different than what we typically do, even on Zoom or our live stream. I got a sample service of what's called visual tefillah, and there are lots of synagogues that have been using visual tefillah now for a number of years in their sanctuaries, but it feels like a opportune moment to use the technology for us, but because it's a sample service, it's not going to feel liturgically exactly like our typical service. So I'm giving you that warning at the beginning of the service. So it'll feel a little different. Just not just what we're reading and singing in some instances. Everything will be familiar, but it'll feel a little different. So I did want to let folks know that. And before I went and purchased something for us, I wanted to make sure that that we had experienced it together. Also, I just want to make sure. Actually, I'm going to do it this way. Cantor, can you try to unmute yourself? There we go. Great. Okay. So, again, Shabbat Shalom,
Shabbat shalom.
everybody. Let's see how we do here. I begin with a prayer of gratitude for all that is holy in my life. God needs no words, no English or Hebrew, no semantics, and no services. But I need them. Through prayer, I can sense my inner strength, my inner purpose, my inner joy, my capacity to love. And as you see in the bottom right-hand corner, the page numbers, if you are using a Siddur, can be found there. We continue with Hine Matov.
הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
Too many programs running at once on my computer. Shabbat Shalom to all of you. And again, welcome to our Shabbat evening service. If you missed the announcement right at the beginning of our service, it's going to feel a little different tonight. We're using a visual tefillah that's made by the Central Conference of American Rabbis. Many congregations have been using this for years. This is I think our first time, and just giving it a test, see what it feels like for these online services. And we couldn't make significant changes to it because it's a free version, and obviously I wanted to see what it felt like, even a little different before I went and purchased something. So that's why it will look and feel a little different. In the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, you'll be able to see the page numbers if you'd like to follow along in your Siddur. It is my honor to invite Howie and Lisa Sals to light our Sabbath lights.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we by our lives give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu v'hadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Thank you so much.
I couldn't get the pitch.
Come, let us sing joyously to Adonai. Raise a shout for our rock and deliverer. Let us come into God's presence with praise. Let us raise a shout for God in song. For Adonai is a great God, the great ruler of all divine beings.
Sing unto God, all the earth, a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God, and we'll all sing along. All the earth, a new song unto God. Shiru Adonai, Kol haaretz. Shiru Adonai, shir chadash. Sing unto God, all the earth, a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God, and we'll all sing along. All the earth, a new song unto God. Shiru Adonai, Kol haaretz. Shiru Adonai, shir chadash.
We continue with Lachadodi. As we reach our 9th and final verse, I encourage you to rise in your own sanctuary and welcome the Sabbath bride as the Sabbath bride enters your sanctuary. And so face the entrance to your sanctuary when you rise, whichever entrance that may be. We'll all be facing in different directions, but that's okay. Face the entrance to your sanctuary as you welcome the Sabbath bride tonight.
Anu, Elam Yuchad Adonai Echad.
Continuing as we welcome the Sabbath angels, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon.
So this Shalom Aleichem, I think I may have done only once or twice in our sanctuary, and it's upbeat just as the Lachadoti is. And it's repetitive, so hopefully you'll be able to pick up and join in as much as possible. So get ready to clap your hands and dance a little. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bochem Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Zeitchem Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And yalla, 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 yalla,
We continue with the Chatzi Kaddish.
Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba, v'yamadi v'rach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei tocho Beit Yisrael, ba'agala, ba'agala, u'v'zman kariv, ve'imeru amen. Yehei shemei Rabba mevarach, le'alam ulamei almaya, yitbarach, yitbarach v'yishtabach, v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh, v'yithalal, shemei tekudsha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush bechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma ve'imeru amen.
If you're able, please rise for the Baruch Hu, our call to prayer.
Ya na 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 na
Blessed are you, Adonai our God, ruler of the universe, creator of day and night. You roll light away from darkness and darkness from light. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch ata Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim. In your love, you offered your people Israel your Torah and mitzvot. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch ata Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. If you are able and you'd like, please rise for the Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed.
Please be seated.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha Vishinantam levanecha, v'dibarta bam, v'shivtecha b'veitecha, uv'lechtecha b'derech, u'shochbecha u'kumecha, u'kshartam le'ot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot ben einecha, u'chtavtam המזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Moses, Miriam, and Israel responded with song to you, all of them proclaiming.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, מלכותך
continue as we ask God to shelter us from the storms of life, to keep us safe, especially now, especially in these moments, with a Sukkot of peace, a Sukkot, a canopy of wholeness.
Baruch atah, atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Baruch atah, atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Ve'al Yerushalayim, ve'al kol amo. Ve'al Yerushalayim, shalom. Ve'al Yerushalayim, ve'al kol amo. Ve'al Yerushalayim, shalom. Baruch atah, atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael.
And our weekly reminder, especially now, make it different. Find a way to make this day different than the rest of them. That is the great opportunity, one of the great opportunities, I should say, we have before us this Shabbat and every Shabbat as we dwell in our own spaces, in our own sanctuaries. Make this day different.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, לדורותם בביתם, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם בביתם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם לעולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, לדורותם בביתם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם בביתם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי, וביום השביעי שבת שבתאים ממש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, את השבת,
For tonight's Amidah, it will be again a little different than what we typically do. There'll be some readings after the first three paragraphs of the Amidah, and then time for silent prayer, as you'll see in our visual tefillah. If you're able, please rise.
So please rise. Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, ve'Elohei avoteinu, ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor veHanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot V'imahot, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, צומק נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בגבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל ים יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. Praise to you, Adonai, who sanctifies Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai hamachazir shechinato l'Tzion. Blessed are you, Adonai, whose presence returns to Zion. Baruch atah Adonai hatov shimcha loche na'eh lehodot. Blessed are you, Adonai, your name is goodness, and you are worthy of thanksgiving. Baruch atah Adonai hamavarech et amo Yisrael ashalom. Blessed are you, Adonai, who blesses your people Israel with peace. We continue with a few moments of silent prayer.
יהיו לבצונים רפים, יהיו לבצונים רפים, הגיעו ליבי shalom bimroma. Vayase shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei Tevel.
More than ever, I imagine, we are mindful of those who are in need of healing. Some of us here tonight, of course, in our service. We pray for a refuah shlema, a full and speedy healing, whether of body, of mind, of spirit. I'll read our communal list. If there are other names to add that I don't read, please just add those names in our chat box and I will read those names as well. Debbie Pissarak, Joanne Blumberg, Valentina Volson, Hillary Handwerger, Bridget Ford, Joel Berger, Margaret Leslie, Sydney Usum, Barry Hopkins, Buddy Tepper, Dick Jordanson, Melissa Dorfman, Milton Child, Sherilyn Ford, Robert Morgan, Shmuel Natan Ben Avra Yaakova, Lauren Orzak, Aaron Scott, Jennifer Kinser, Harold Schumacher, excuse me, sorry about that, Ruth, Valerie Carey, Sharon Israel, Sima Kroll, Debbie Weiner, Nicole Levine, Lance Mermel, Rachel Mermel, Judy Silverman, Alan Dorfman, Rosalind Pollins, Miwa Lewis, Neil Townsend, Tamara Conway, Marilyn Mann, Marilyn Jeffs, Albert Rancourt, Mark Hodling, Sooner Heath, Robert Zinn, Beth Garfield, Jonathan Gorwitz, Anne-Marie Heerwagen, Marty Scott, Lucy Marianne Bach, Pat Pigeon, Dana Gitterman, Patricia Anderson, Evan Dime, Bev Pagan, The Pagan Family, Stacy Young, Norman Caniger, Alana Houghton. Bless those in need of healing with refuge. we are very lucky tonight because we are back to our tradition of having others, having members of our congregation read Torah, chant Torah for us. And although, again, without the aliyah, without the blessing, but to hear the words of Torah this week from the second of the two parshiot that we read this week, Kedushim, from the Holiness Code. Dave Gitterman, it is great to have you with us chanting. And let me unmute you. You might have to try yourself. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
And for all of us to follow along, if you'd like. We are yours, Dave.
Okay. Amen. V'chi yagur itecha ger ba'artechem lo tonu oto ke'ezrach mikem Adonai lachem hager hagar itchem va'ahavta lo kamocha ki gerim heyitem be'eretz Mitzrayim ani Adonai Elohechem lo ta'asu avel b'mishpat b'midah b'mishkal ubamsura Mozenei tzedek avnei tzedek Efat tzedek vehin tzedek yihye lachem Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim Ushmartem et kol hukotai ve'et kol mishpatai va'asitem otam Ani Adonai.
Yasher Koach, Dave. Thank you so much for blessing us again with your voice, chanting Torah, for giving us that koach that you bring, that strength that you bring to your chanting. It's an honor to have you. And even in our sanctuary, not even on your own sanctuary, or I guess it is your own sanctuary, but in all of our sanctuary, you're chanting Torah. So thank you so much. Say something so you get back on the background. Everybody can see your background. You might not be able to actually. Hold on. Let me. Where'd you go, Dave? All right, try again. There we go.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Thank you, Mark Kessler.
Shabbat shalom. I was just about to purchase airline tickets for my entire family. We were finalizing plans to go see relatives, and we would all be flying together. As I searched the flight times and prices, I looked at Sarah and asked, "So, do we get the reserved seats, or do we wait until we get to the airport to have our seats assigned? It'll save us a few $100s with a family of 5 if we wait." We'd done it once before, but that was before we really knew what we were getting ourselves into. When we got to the airport and arrived at our gate, the agent there handed us 5 tickets, but only 3 of us were sitting together. The other 2 were seated alone and at different ends of the airplane. We asked the gate agent to seat us together, but he said there was nothing he could do. The flight was full. We'd have to ask someone to move once we situated on the plane. We boarded and each took our assigned seat. And thankfully, there were 2 very nice people who were willing to move seats. As I sat in front of my computer that night, all I could think about was the airline safety video telling parents, in case of sudden cabin pressure failure, put on your own oxygen mask before helping your children. What if we didn't get seats together again? And what if no one would be willing to trade seats with us? I bit the bullet and purchased the more expensive tickets. In the beginning of this week's double Torah portion, Achrei Mot Kedushim, We read about the Yom Kippur offering, the scapegoat offering to Azazel, some demonic creature in the wilderness, and how Aaron is to prepare for entering the tent and venturing into the holy area to atone for the people of Israel. But before Aaron offers any other sacrifices, the Torah tells us, Aaron shall bring forward the offense offering bull, which is his, and he shall atone for himself and for his household, and he shall slaughter the offense offering bull, which is his. Before Aaron can help the people, he must help himself. He can't go before God to ask for forgiveness on behalf of the people if he isn't secure in his own atonement. It's hard to help other people if we're not also helping ourselves. We cannot properly care for others if our own needs are not also being met. And sometimes, to meet the needs of others, our needs must come first. Sometimes, like the priest or the parent on the airline, there's no other way. Without a doubt, it is a privilege to get on a plane with 3 kids and a spouse. Much of America could never afford to do that. But within the airline class system, there is a new class. Those who can afford to sit next to their loved ones, and those who can't. Those who can afford to sit next to their children who need help, and those who can't. Of course, this is what we might call a first world problem. A few weeks ago, I spoke of the racial disparities of those infected and killed by the coronavirus. In Michigan, around 40% of COVID-19 deaths are African Americans. And according to an April 16th article in The Guardian, quote, Black Americans are more likely to be part of the essential workforce than any other racial or ethnic groups. Black workers are more likely to be employed in essential services than white workers. With 37.7% of black workers employed in these industries compared with 26.9% of white workers. This disparity is even clearer when you look at the healthcare industry. Black workers are about 50% more likely to work in the healthcare and social assistant industries, and 40% more likely to work in hospitals compared with white workers. Occupations that combine both hazards, high risk of infections, and close proximity to others, such as personal care aides, are also disproportionately filled by black workers. Unfortunately, despite this high degree of risk, black workers often have lower access to benefits that could potentially mitigate the risk or protect them if they do become sick. Although temporary paid sick leave provisions have been passed for some workers, black workers have been less likely to be employed in jobs that provide paid sick leave. Black workers are also less likely to work in jobs that allow for telecommuting. In the Torah, the priests are instructed on how to protect themselves. They're given the tools they need to ensure their own survival, even as they engage in dangerous work. In the United States, even as we've relied on essential workers, who are more likely to be black, to continue moving our country along as they have been since slavery, we've done almost nothing to ensure that they're protected while doing this. Yes, we say we live in a first world country, but our policies around healthcare access certainly don't suggest that. Even as we battle this virus, those of us who can work from home, those of us who have easy access to healthcare, we must do more for the essential workers of our country. We must help ensure that things change. If we've learned anything in the last few weeks, it is that more of our country is broken than we cared to see before. We like to think that we take care of each other in America, that we are all in this together. But some of us are sitting in airplane seats with a partner next to us, helping put on our oxygen mask now that the cabin pressure has changed. And some of us, many low-wage essential workers, can't even reach those masks. There are policies we can create to change this. Are we willing to? Shabbat Shalom. I am putting in the chat box, and don't do it right now, but please do consider doing it a little bit later. There is a form to fill out through the rack to encourage our representatives in Congress to provide Medicare for all. If you're interested and willing, please go do fill that out again a little bit later, not right now, but I wanted you to have that. You can just cut and paste it and leave it on another document as we continue our service together. If you're able, please rise for Aleinu.
And also please note the words are a little bit different.
Thank you, Cantor Ayut.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד ארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינת עוזו בגובי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people and whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. We are in the period of Shloshim, the first 30 days of mourning for Harold Schumacher, Tova Salinger, Bobby Lewis, Bart Cohen, Tom Barber, Roz Mermel, and James Blimel. Our yahrzeits this week are for Max Belitsky, June Bennett, Hannah Cohen, Leon Flumenbaum, Libby Flumenbaum, Brian Friedman, Maurice Friedman, Ida Hiss, Joseph Hiss, Miriam Pillay, Alan Sack, Jacob Cedar, Charles Segaloff, Abraham Siegel, Sam Schumacher, Paul Vanek, Joan Weinberg, Evelyn Wiss. If there are other names to add to our list from mourning, please include that name in the chat box. Isaac Zweifler, Mark Pidgeon, Ken Pagan, John Atkinson, Lynn Harrell, John Howard Bingham, For all of those mentioned, for all of those who go unmentioned, and for all of those who have no one to say Kaddish for them, please rise if you're able. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba. Be'alma divrach hirute v'yamlich malchute. V'chayechon uvyomechon uchaye dechol beit Yisrael. Ba'agala uvizman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehe shemei Rabba mevarach le'alam ulamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yit hadar, v'yit ale, v'yit halal, shemei kudasha, brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush bechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehe shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'romav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Zichronam Livracha, may their memories be forever a blessing. Before we continue with Adon Olam, I do hope that that you join us throughout the week. Tomorrow morning, 8:50, Rabbi Daniel will actually be leading Torah study tomorrow morning. I'm going to be doing our religious school service at 9:30. And then Shabbat services all together again at 10 a.m. Tomorrow night, Havdalah, teens that may be on or whose parents may be on, 7 o'clock on Sunday night. There's a teen session. And then our week continues next week with a number of offerings that you can see on our calendar online. Please do join us, especially at Alden Salavi's second class Wednesday at 1 o'clock. Our scholar in residence, virtually right now, but eventually he will be here in person, and this is just a great way to get to know him and learn with him at this point. Hold on a second. No, the code won't change for Torah study. We've been able to set it up so that nothing changes. Don't worry about the code changing. That should stay the same. Any other announcements, Cantor Hayut?
I think you hit the really big ones. But again, keep your eye out for Monday. I think we're going to be sending out a calendar just to remind everyone. Is that right? Or Sunday night,
right.
Monday?
I think it's coming out Sunday night, yeah.
Okay, so keep your eyes open for anything that might be of interest. We're going to try to give you as much information as possible so you can take advantage of all of the great things that are being offered this coming week. Nice. Sunday baking for brunch. That sounds yummy. Thank you. So Adon Olam. So
hold on, Cantor, one more thing. Before we get to Adon Olam. Just wanted to also say with this service, with this visual tefillah, certainly not right now in the chat box and not after the service, but if you'd like to write an email letting me know what you thought of the format, clearly I need to get a little bit better with how I handle it. So the sort of clunkiness that we felt at some points, that'll get worked out. but and certainly I know some people, I'm sure, will feel strongly about the pictures. That some people will love them, some people probably won't. So I understand that, and uh, um, that is just what it is, and we'll probably move if we do use this, we'll probably move in between having a lot of pictures, maybe having a little pictures, maybe trying different things out. But definitely the format in terms of how you experienced the slides. It'd be good to know before we made a purchase. Again, Shabbat Shalom to everybody. And Cantor, how you now take us to Adon Olam?
So Shabbat Shalom. And since earlier this week we celebrated Yom HaAtzmaut, we thought it would be nice to conclude the service with this Israeli version of Adon Olam. Get ready. Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol, Yitzir Nivra, Le'et Nasa, V'cherzo Hu, Azai Melech, Shemo Nikra. ואחרי ככלות הכל לבדו ימלוך נורא והוא היה והוא הווה והוא יהיה בתפארה. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra Le'et Nasa B'chefzo Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra V'achari Kiklot HaKol Levado Yimloch Nora Hu Haya V'hu Hove V'hu Yiyeh B'tifara Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra Le'et Nasa B'chefzo Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra V'achari Kiklot HaKol Levado Yimloch Nora Hu Haya V'hu Hove B'tifara V'hu Haya V'hu Hove B'tifara. והוא אחד ואין שני להמשיל לו להכבירה בלי ראשית בלי תכלית ולא העוז והמשרה. והוא אלי וחי גואלי בצור חבלי בעת צרה והוא ניסי ומנוס לי מנת כוסי ביום Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra Le'et Nasa B'chefzo Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra V'achari Kichlot HaKol Levado Yimloch Nora Hu Haya V'hu Hove V'hu Yiyeh B'tifara Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra Le'et Nasa B'chefzo Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra V'achari Kichlot HaKol Levado Yimloch Nora Hu Haya V'hu Hove B'tifara V'hu Haya V'hu Hove B'tifara. And our last verse. בידו אף כדרוכי בעת אישן ואירה ואם רוחי גבי
Hashem alach b'terem kol yitzir nivra, v'yetnasa b'chetzo kol azay melech shamonika, yacharei kikot hakol levato yimlok laro, hu hayeh v'hu hovel v'hu yeh b'tifaro, Donolo Hashem alach b'terem kol yitzir nivra, v'yetnasa b'chetzo kol azay melech shamonika, yacharei kikot hakol levato yimlok laro, hu hayeh v'hu hovel b'tifaro, v'hu hayeh v'hu hovel b'tifaro, v'hu hayeh v'hu hovel b'tifaro, v'hu hayeh v'hu hovel b'tifaro.
Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Cantor Hayut, and thank you to the ensemble. Stefan, it's great to see you and have you back in the community. Wonderful. And Audra, we will be in touch for sure. Shabbat Shalom to everybody. I'm going to make it possible so that you can unmute yourselves. But before I do that, here's what we're going to do. If you'd like to stick around for a few minutes, we can go into breakout rooms. We'll do quick breakout rooms of like a minute or 2 minutes, and then I'll pull you back, and then we'll reconfigure. I figured out how to do this last week. We'll reconfigure the breakout rooms, and you can have another 2-minute conversation and just say Shabbat Shalom to people. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. You don't have to. You can. I'm going to leave everybody unmuted for a moment before we head into those breakout rooms. But remember, you have to accept the breakout room, okay? It doesn't just happen automatically. You'll get a message that you've been assigned to a certain breakout room. You have to accept it, and then it'll take you there. And you'll then, I'll hit a countdown of a minute. You'll get a minute once that countdown starts. You can keep having your conversation once that happens. But once 60 seconds is up, it will pull you back into this space. So you should know that, okay? So I'm going to let everybody unmute themselves. You are not unmuted, but you can unmute yourself right now. And I'll give folks a minute just to say hello to the whole group.
Hello to the whole group.
Hello.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Good to see Muriel.
I'm doing squares on steroids.
Squares on steroids.
Great bunch of steroids, my God.
All right. So you should
Wake up, Jerry.
accept the breakout room. You can say Shabbat Shalom to the folks that you're with. We'll be there for just a moment.
Hello. Hi. Hi, Gloria. You're muted.
Hi, Elida.
Hi, Ruth. I was trying to tell Gloria.
Great.
Oh, there you go. You're on too, right? Shabbat.
I was just-
Yeah. Oh, we're in three groups.
Yeah, we can do gallery view or speaker view.
Yeah, I don't know. I see I see myself in two of you. Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Gallery.
Ruth, I
Into the
do
main room.
without
All right, you're back in the
Behind
main room, but I'm gonna break us up again. Hold on.
If
Recreate.
I don't get you back, I'll ask you next time, Ruth.
All right, you'll be in a new room with new people. Accept it.
Okay.
All right.
All right, what now?
What now? Shall we do it again?
One more
Indeed.
time. One
Let's
more
just
time.
keep doing this
One more
until
time, yeah.
tomorrow morning at Torah study.
Not 9 yet.
No, no,
You
no.
just keep doing this till then, right?
Archie, come here,
Keep talking.
sweetheart. Hold on. Oh, wow, another.
Here we go again.
Here we go again. All right, I'll keep doing this as long as you guys want to do it.
I'm out.
Susan, so good to see
Shalom,
you.
everybody.
But I want that picture behind you.
Easy. I'll email it to you.
Thank you.
Done. All righty.
Shalom,
Cheers,
Mark.
everybody. Bye-bye.
I'm sorry,
Mark.
is that not Rabbi Winston's home? I just assumed it was.
I think,
That picture behind you, Rabbi Winston, is that your home?
no, Betsy was talking about the picture behind Mark.
Oh, I thought he meant behind Rabbi Winston.
No, Mark has the sanctuary picture.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think it's great.
All right.
Yeah, this is the real deal behind me. No virtual pictures behind me.
Okay.
You don't want to see what's behind me. That's a great one.
I think it's been wonderful that since I've been here, I've said that Deb and I'm embarrassed now. Deb Child looks great. I said she looks great. It's amazing what a year will do. And Betsy also looks wonderful too.
Thank you.
So Ronnie, I was
Susan, it's so good to see you.
Thank you so much. This is such a pleasure, and getting to know some of these people. That was kind of cool.
we thought it was neat too.
She wasn't happy with the search committee, Josh.
Not at all. Rabbi Josh knows I cried my eyes out when he left.
I've suggested that she and her family move to Ann Arbor.
Yes, that could work out.
I have a big family and I have 4 kids and 6 grandchildren.
They're all welcome in Ann Arbor.
Left where?
Where?
When he left where?
Connecticut.
Oh, you're from Connecticut.
That's where my last pulpit was.
Wait, are you there now?
No, I'm in Ann Arbor.
No, I'm talking about Susan.
Yes. Yes. I'm in Connecticut.
Oh, this is dedication.
Susan, you'll probably like this story. My late father used to do a lot for URJ, and he actually got a call for someone who was interviewing at your congregation to give a reference of somebody he knew. And so he obviously had, so who was leaving and where did they go? And my dad at one point lived here. So it was sort of an odd.
Can you repeat that again? Because
my late father.
Yeah.
Used to live in Ann Arbor, but he remarried and moved. But he used to do a lot of work for the URJ. So when your congregation, when Rabbi Josh was leaving, and your congregation was looking for a new rabbi, one of the folks that they were interviewing, they called my dad for a reference.
Oh.
So in the course of the conversation, my dad said, "Well, where are they going?" And my dad lived here at the beginning of Beth Emeth. So it was rather humorous, the whole connection.
Hey, Jody, hello.
How are you?
I'm good. Long time no see.
Yeah, where did you went somewhere for a year?
I went to Ferndale for a year.
Yeah?
Yep.
How was Ferndale?
Well, I can say that I was with somebody who I'm no longer with, so that might
I'm
say
sorry.
something. It didn't quite work out, but that's cool. I put her name in for the prayer for healing tonight, but it's just
I'm so sorry.
Bye, everybody.
It's recently ended, but
Bye,
okay.
Ronnie.
Good night.
Good night.
I'll say bye.
Do you need this?
Bye, Ralph.
Bye, Rabbi. Bye, everybody. Thank you for welcoming me.
Nice to meet you.
Bye.
Patricia, I hope you're feeling better.
Thank you. I am getting better. Thank you.
Good.
Shabbat shalom, everybody. It's great to see your faces.
Shabbat shalom.
Thank you for being with us. See you soon, I hope.
Thank
Night,
you.
all.
Shabbat shalom. Bye.
Shalom. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Everybody leaving.
Ralph.
Sir. Yes?
Your beard is looking awesome. Look at that beard. That's amazing.
Yay.
I love it.
Yeah, well, I can't wear a face mask with it on.
Yeah. It's worth it.
I don't know. It may come off soon. The plan was to cut it off for summer.
All right.
He looks like a lot like his brother with this beard on, though. It's a
Yes, he
little
does.
creepy. Looks like Lewis.
Yeah. Or maybe Lewis looks more like Ralph.
There you go.
That could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great to see you guys. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. See you all tomorrow.
Deborah,
Yes. What?
I'm gonna call you right now.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That'll work.
Actually, you wanna just stay here?
We could do that.
I'll turn off the